Thanks for joining us on the mat this morning, Omis. I have Karen and Cherie and Maddie with me for a beautiful flow this morning that's going to help us balance and realign. So starting at the top of your mat or just in a space where you can be in mountain pose, start to roll your shoulders back and step your heels into the ground. Just create a space for these couple breaths that invite us into the practice. Filling up fully, maybe a little deeper than you have all morning long. Exhaling completely, maybe a little more fully than you have all day long. That's the idea of this opening breath here, fully in. Stretching belly, chest, crown. Exhaling opposite direction, washing behind the head, behind the heart, behind the hips. So from this opening mindful belly breath, begin to loop your shoulders back, imagining a gentle circle, just drawing them tightly close to the ears, down the back, squeezing behind the heart as it feels good for you. It can be a little looser, more just about opening the chest if it feels nice. What matters is that you keep going a little longer than you might normally. I'm here to help guide the practice into being as therapeutic as possible and letting it repeat beyond your comfort level till you get that warmth. That's what's going to lubricate the joint. So rest in stillness. Notice the work you've done, whether it's an electrical sensation or just a warmth. Maybe literally brush your shoulders off because you're pretty awesome. And then loop your arms forward, reversing the gesture. A little harder to get that simple squeeze, that consistent squeeze, but feel how it moves the tissue around the armpit, around the chest, opening the back as you finish the loop. Same rule applies here. Keep breathing. Honoring that opening breath, make sure the knees are soft and the jaw is soft, continuing a little longer, looping still so that we can sincerely lubricate the shoulders here. Nice. Find stillness, notice the energetic impact of your work. And then inhale, big inhale, biggest one yet today, stretch the arms overhead. As you exhale, rotate through the wrists to stretch palms facing down beside you. Hopefully you have plenty of space to do that. And if you don't, you can bend through the elbows, making more of a goalpost shape. So inhale, spark, middle fingers out, stretching the shoulders wide, opening the rib cage as you stretch tall, 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 using your breath to guide the exhale, stretching out as you find your way down. That's our opening breath. It's going to bring us into a swan dive shortly, very nicely, but just open the side body, filling up here so that it's all about the breath. Exhale. Imagining your arms like wings for the next 2 repetitions. That helps open the chest, draw them almost behind you. Also turns on your imagination, something so important in being creative in life. So exhale, find those wings. Again, you have one more round of breath, just your breath, your imagination, your wings. Super fun exercise. I hope you can get into it, really noticing the texture of your wings, how they behave as they move up and down beside you. So as we inhale upward, notice your nostrils, whether one or both are clear and easy to breathe through, and then relax your shoulders down, keeping the arms above you. I know you can't see my hands, but they're not doing anything special up there. If you wanted to add a mudra into your practice, just touching all 10 fingers together, a nice way to find focus. So what we're playing with here in this breathing exercise is mimicking Nadi Shodhanam with our arms. Nadi Shodhanam is alternate nostril breathing. So as you inhale, stretch both arms up. And as you exhale, just drop the left arm down. Emptying, emptying, emptying fully, no rush. But as you inhale, lift that arm back up. Maybe imagining a bucket scooping up water, thinking about little particles of light and air and moisture in the air. Drop the opposite arm with your exhale. Emptying fully, completely, abdominal muscles squeezing everything out to inhale it back up. One full round. So inhale, fingers tall. Start the second one immediately. Exhale, lowering the left arm. Lengthening the breath, not feeling rushed. You'll use the inhale to sweep up, always filling up on the same side as you exhale, finding that full transition, maybe holding your breath through Nadi Shodhana, but then exhale again, arm down beside you. Inhale, completing that second full round together. So take this last round with you. Exhale, left arm down. Lengthening the breath as much as you can. Sincerely squeezing abdominal muscles, empty, empty, empty. And let it all back up, filling the side body. Belly expands, chest lifts, crown of the head sucks it up to the other side. Exhale, jaw softens, feel the energetic release around the ear, washing the side body. Empty, let it go. Rest and linger through the emptiness so that the inhale can be super fresh, filling you up, belly, chest, crown. We meet, hands overhead. Maybe you got there before me. That's wonderful. Touch your hands together and bring them through heart center, even if you're just arriving now. Honor your tempo. Your breath is the best guide in our practice today. Hands from heart center to your forehead once or twice. Just honoring that we practice yoga to unify consciousness in the heart. So tap, tap, tapping with our fingers on the thymus. This is the gland that has a big job in supporting our immunity. And just tapping it like this is going to help support our immune system. It's very, very easy. Hopefully you can get a nice gentle chest massage out of this as well. You can move across the clavicle if you want to affect more nerve endings than just that gland. And trying to do this in front of other people so that they feel safe and comfortable to do it too is really helpful. We'll take a gentle flat hand on that space that we were tapping, and keeping the hand connected, just make 3 circles. Continuing to breathe, not overthinking it, knees stay soft. After you finish your 3rd circle, just pause there and listen to your heartbeat. From a heart-centered place, we'll now take Nadi Shodhana. If standing is uncomfortable for you, you could certainly come down onto your knees to get some good lumbar spine work, or sit on a chair, because this is a breathing exercise we can do anywhere, anytime. Pointer and middle finger touch your forehead as the thumb gently blocks the right nostril so that you inhale through the left. Filling up belly, filling up chest, filling up crown. Don't shorten the breath just because you're in a breathing exercise. As you fill up fully, drop the left nostril finger to seal the left nostril, opening the thumb, using your exhale to let the nostril open more if there's any stickiness. So again, you're just following your breath. When you need to inhale, you bring it in on that side, just like we did with our arms, swapping the seal to gently release everything out. And if it gets it all sticky, it's the breath there by design to help you, filling up there when you're ready. So as you continue this breathing exercise on your own tempo, notice that as you swap the seal, as you switch through the nose, you can actually pause and hang out there in that fullness, in the same way that you can hang out and pause to the emptiness on either side. So from wherever you are now, find your way into a place that you can count 2 more rounds. Swapping the seal being an indication of both sides completing a round. Noticing if there's a desire to continue doing this breathing exercise a little longer, you can safely practice it in 10, 15, or even 20 rounds of breath, but just taking 3 can be quite transformative. So from this anchored, grounded, heart-centered place, allow yourself to have space behind you to move, standing at the skinny side of your mat if you're using a mat today. Loop the shoulders back behind you, gently bend through the knees, tuck the tailbone underneath you, pull the big toes towards one another slightly, and open your palms out for mountain pose. Breathing now through both nostrils, in and out through the nose. Find Ujjayi Pranayama. Taking one more breath here before embarking on our journey through the warrior poses. So imagine before leaving your body stepping into warrior one, honoring that you may be familiar with the footwork already. Smile on your face because that's great. Step your weight to the right foot as you let your left foot step behind you. Right foot anchored onto the ground, nothing's changed. Right knee stacked over your left ankle. Back foot, heel dropped inwards slightly. Maybe it's a 45-degree angle, but both of your hips, both of your shoulders straight forward in the direction of that right leg. This is warrior one footwork. And the most important part is that you're really lovingly pushing both hips to be in alignment and then getting that calf release through the back foot. If you don't feel something good jamming in your calf right now, then try to rearrange how big your stance is or how deep that angle is behind you so that you're actually getting a release through the calf. From there, hips squared, shoulders squared, stretch your arms up, allow your fingertips to go towards the heavens and imagine this unexpected, powerful, passionate force emerging from the ground. That is the energy we're looking for in warrior one every time we come to it. So just once, if you feel comfortable in your space doing it, go ahead and get a roar sound, like some sort of ferocious inhale and exhale. Right, it's kind of cool. Make sure you relax your shoulders down and create a lot of space around your ears so that you can actually hear your breath and your sound in warrior one. Just to play, draw the hands into heart center, finding that beautiful mudra for focus, all 10 fingers touching, to shift your weight over your front foot, using your core to draw both feet together, standing tall. Inhale, stretch it up. Exhale, elbows wide like a goalpost, thinking about the chest, stretching, and then bring hands back beside you, toes step together, mountain pose. Ujjayi Pranayama, 2 breaths. Not feeling rushed, your breath is your wisest guide. So step your left foot down, grounding it where it is so that you can shift your weight, letting your right foot step behind you. Left knee can bend up to 90 degrees. It could be parallel thigh to floor here if you have it in your body. But it's all about opening the calf muscle behind you by bringing that heel inwards, maybe 90 degrees. Check in, hands-on assistance with your hips. Make sure they're facing forward. Sometimes letting your hands be the guide so that you know your arms and legs are parallel to one another. Find this, feel this lower body connection to warrior one, all 10 toes somehow actively helping, heels really rooted, and then stretch your arms up. Unexpected, surprising, emergent, impassioned force, right? It's all about the force. So let yourself get really active about this. Smile, get playful. Maybe it's a toy monster, not a earth ephemeral monster, whatever you're doing. Take a huge breath in, let it all out, and find your way using your core back to standing at the top of the mat. Thank you for being playful with me. It really matters, and it helps our mind body relax. So instead of taking breaths in mountain pose, we're just going to wiggle through it here. It's the same idea, 2 deep breaths. So you might even let them out over the mouth if you're at all hesitant to let loose like this. Wiggling knees, ankles, elbows, wrists, shoulders, jaw, eyes, tongue, all, everything. A little longer. One more breath. Cool. Inhale, arms come overhead. Exhale, swan dive at long last. I did promise it. Halfway lift. Rolling the shoulders behind you. Fold. Smile your face towards your shins. Let the crown of your head touch your toes. And with your inhale, reverse swan dive all the way up. Nice. Hips come forward, gaze goes overhead. Option to begin back bending here, right? No obligation this time. Swan dive, fold, exhale, exhale, exhale. Emptying thoughts, cares, concerns. Look behind you. Inhale, halfway lift. Loop the shoulders behind you. Push your hands against the body so the crown of the head stretches a little farther out, and then surrender with an exhale, emptying thoughts, cares, concerns to be here Now, full reverse swan dive upwards. Opportunity again to bring the hips forward, lifting the chest, drawing your gaze across the ceiling. Swan dive down, third time's the charm, lubricating the spine here. Halfway lift to boost your immunity. Let your breath be your guide, smiling face on your shins. Reverse swan dive only when you're ready. Last opportunity here for a back bend. Good. Hands come through heart center. As you step back, warrior one, just feeling that heel opening, calf opening gesture. And then open your whole body, left foot forward here, right foot steps to be parallel to the short edge of the mat. Warrior two footing, your arms are stretched wide. So hips are totally different in this posture, and that's what you want to notice. Opening through the inner thigh, knee tracks to the third toe or so, middle finger is your gaze point, both arms align with shoulders, just breathe. Try to focus on rolling to the pinky edge of the foot. It's going to really activate the legs in a way that is better for your rooting energy, better for those lower two sacral chakra points, the root and the sacral chakra. Breathing out over the middle finger. Trust the intuition here. Last round of breath. Good. So let your back hand, your back heel move simultaneously into this nice, majestic high lunge shape. And then just as we did before, use your core to step both feet together. Inhale, stretch up. Exhale, swan dive down. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, surrender again. Arms standing. Hands come through heart center. Stepping left foot back behind you, starting in that warrior one shape. Just get the brief calf opening. Notice the difference in the shoulders and the hips as you open wide for warrior two footing. The back heel is going to slide a little further, just like before. You could be much more expressed here. Thigh parallel to the ground if you want it. Roll through the pinky edge of the foot, stretch your arms out, gaze over the middle finger, let the shoulders loop down behind you. So just space around the ears. With about 5 breaths on the other side, so we're here to do the same work. Open wide through the heart. Relax the exhales down the back of the body. Roll through the pinky edge of the foot. Make sure the front knee is tracking towards the third toe or so. You want to feel an opening in the inner thigh, a widening across the entire front body. When we come into warrior two, we're honoring this focus, this tremendous focused embodiment of taking action, right? It's a bow and arrow shape in the story that the postures honor. So back arm, back leg are going to move simultaneously into this majestic high lunge shape, using our core to step both feet together at the top of the mat. Anchor your feet, stretch your arms overhead, and swan dive, fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, surrender, face towards shins, crown of the head towards toes, reverse swan diving. On your way up, a little back bend, you could sneak in here optionally. We'll meet with hands at heart center to begin our transitions right into our third and perhaps most empowering warrior shape. So inhale, stretch everything up. Exhale, open, warrior one. Adjust the back foot, exhale, warrior two. Back arm swings forward, back heel lifts, and you launch onto your left foot into your warrior three pose. So the most important part as we just start to find the shapes this morning is to let your hips be parallel to the earth. No opening your hip or dropping too far down into it. Just let it be parallel. Stretch your body out. Arms beside you is going to help you balance most, whereas arms overhead is going to be the fullest expression. Pointing the toe versus flexing the toe is a personal preference, pointing toe being perhaps the fullest expression. So wherever you are here, look out towards your fingers and then look down towards your toes. It's normal to wobble with that cue because there's a huge power in your gaze, right? So don't doubt the power of your gaze. Tuck the back toes to land back in that high lunge shape. Use your core to step back to the front of the mat. Breathe. Inhale, arms stretch overhead. Left foot steps behind you. So your warrior one, Open warrior two. Gaze out over the middle finger. Back arm, back heel, let you square forward to launch over the front leg. Warrior three, right side, arms out beside you to balance. Notice the floating left hip. Roll it down towards the earth so that your hips are parallel to one another. It's the most important part. Pointing and flexing the toe, something to explore as you gain comfort. Arms outside for balance, arms overhead for the fullest expression. So wherever you are, breathe. Start to gaze towards the fingers, gaze towards the toes, and find an empowering place that reflects the extension of your spine, the energy of your fingers and toes. Spark your toes, bend the front knee, land back in a high lunge shape, and use your core to step to the front of the mat. Good. Honor your heart by gently tucking your chin. Virabhadrasana means warrior friend. So imagine as you come into these shapes that you, within you, have a highest self, an inner child, a rooting fan, a warrior monster, right? Virabhadrasana, warrior friend. So inhale, arms come overhead, honoring infinite possibility within you, fold. Halfway lifting, boosting immunity with your inhale. Exhale, let go of thoughts, cares, concerns, and meet me standing with your inhale. Two more, swan diving directly into it. Exhale, fold, honoring infinite possibility within yourself. Halfway lift. Boosting immunity through breath. Exhale, fold, empty thoughts, cares, concerns, soul care, not just self-care. Inhale, stretch it up, one more round. Honoring infinite possibility within yourself. Halfway lifting. Boosting immunity, adding longevity, let go. No expectation here. And now we meet standing, gentle back bend optional here, noticing the ceiling turn into the wall behind you if you go for it. Hands meet back at heart center. Let's begin our flow, right? So here comes our flow. Inhale, stretch up. Exhale, fold. Honor infinite possibility within you. Halfway lift, return. Find your smiling face. As you stretch up, right leg steps back behind you. Warrior one, big inhale. Exhale, find warrior two. Exhale into it, find a breath there. Good, exhale, stay there. Inhale will help you transition. Back arm, back leg, inhale, high lunge. Exhale, warrior three. So from your warrior three shape, inhale, stretch your gaze overhead. Use your core to come standing. Your leg is lifted in the air. Touch your big peace sign fingers around your big toe and come standing. With an inhale, stretch your leg out. With an exhale, drop your shoulders down. Right, we'll build next time. For now, place that foot down, stretch everything up, and fold, honoring infinite possibility within you. Halfway lift. Exhale, fold, surrender down. As you come standing, shift your weight to the right. Left leg is stepping back, warrior one. Exhale, warrior two. You're here a little bit longer. It's a full round of breath. Inhale helps you out, high lunge. Exhale, warrior three. Floating here, flying. If this is too fast, too much, too new, take your time, don't rush it. Otherwise, use your core, bend your knee, and come standing. One leg still lifted. Peace sign fingers reaching for your big toe. Inhale, stand tall. Exhale, extend the leg. Inhale, stand tall. Exhale, relax the shoulders. We'll build next time. For now, place that foot down onto the ground, stretch everything up, and take a gentle back bend. Hips come forward because we've done both sides. Hands come through heart center. Just two more rounds together. Inhale, stretch everything up. Exhale, fold. Halfway lift. These are moments to love your body. They matter so much. Inhale, stretch it up. Weight is on the left because our right leg steps back. Warrior one, emergent force of passion. Exhale, warrior two, focus, love, and attention. Back arm lift. Undeniable commitment. Finishing flying force. Right knee comes together. You're standing, floating here. Move into it gently. Exhale to make the connection. Inhale to find the extension. Relax the shoulders through the exhale. Be here patiently. Let the left hand, perhaps at the heart, stretch out in the space beside you so that you can open your leg out in the other direction. Maybe your gaze follows your hand in the opposite direction of your foot too. Wherever you are, take your time to come back in, bending at the knee, placing the heel towards your hip in a level 4 tree pose. If any other tree pose is more accessible to you here, go for it. I just like how nicely this one blends into the flow. So you close with a tree pose. Exhale, bring your knee through the center line, grounding both feet, sweep everything up, fold. Honor infinite possibility within you. Halfway lift. And surrender. As you come standing, weight balances on the right side, left leg steps us back, warrior 1. Emergent force, warrior 2, focused passion. Warrior 3, inescapable destiny. As you bring your knee close, lifting your chest up, you're balancing on one leg. Really good work just for being here. Peace sign fingers to create standing head to knee, right? Opening it up through the hips for balancing pose here today. What I love about this sequence is it's challenging and it's personalizable. So if you're able to open up, opposite arm, opposite gaze in the opposite direction with the opposite arm helping you balance your weight. If you've gotten into that, slowly come back in, bend through the knee to find your tree. Any level of tree 4, my personal favorite. So ground your feet down when you're ready, honoring wherever you are in your practice, taking a gentle back bend, closing our second round. And swan dive into the third, exhale, let it all go. Halfway lift. Surrender. Come standing. Right leg steps back, warrior 1. Exhale, warrior 2. Open up through a high lunge, launch into warrior 3. Inhale, bring the chest forward, still balancing on one leg, peace sign fingers into the toes, blossom into your practice today. If opening up is not possible, then bend through the elbow and try to get standing head to knee here instead. Skip directly to tree pose if you need to. Wherever you are is perfect and always changing. As you bring both feet down to the ground, stretch everything up and fold, honoring infinite possibility, moving into the other side, halfway lift. Exhale, surrender, and bring everything up again, standing. Nice work. Left leg steps back, warrior 1. Exhale, warrior 2. Linger here a little longer if you need to. It's all about you. Left arm, back heel, helps you into high lunge. You launch free, fearless, undeniable destiny here in warrior 2, right? So as you lift your chest, your leg is still in the air floating. Peace sign fingers to big toe. When you get exhausted, it gets harder, right? So be kind, balance your energy, use your gaze in your favor, and come out through tree pose when you're ready. Noticing maybe asymmetries one side to the other. Root your feet down, be here now. Hips come forward, chest lifts, gentle back bend, closing the flowing sequence there, hands through heart center. Beautiful work. Gently tuck the chin, begin to loop the shoulders forward, beginning to tuck, 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 super duper slowly, isolating the middle vertebrae if you can, letting one vertebrae at a time start to fold you downward. Taking 2 or 3 more breaths, bending the knees when you are ready to drop hands towards the ground. We're coming into a fold. Just a gentle, gentle fold. If your fingers touch the ground, you can go ahead and shake yes, 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 at least 5 times. Yes, 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 yes. I'm awesome. I'm smart. I'm resilient. I'm creative. I'm kind. I'm patient. Even if it's not true, it's a good brain pattern to invest in. We want to lubricate those thoughts so that they're easy to think. So look behind you through your legs. Shake yes, yes, yes. You're awesome. And then halfway lift. Nice. From that halfway lifted shape, you're going to step one foot back and then the other so that we meet in downward facing dog. Enjoy your downward facing dog, rocking and rolling your rib cage, pedaling your feet, Just making sure that you're getting playful. Maybe even a whole minute of play. You're almost halfway there already. So what we're doing here in downward facing dog is building some strength and promoting balance from one side to the other. So let's just see where we're at from a downward facing dog, drawing your heels down into the ground. Another theme of this practice has been to unlock some of the tension in our calves. So if you need to shorten your gait to get your heels down onto the ground more comfortably, play with that now. When you're ready, heels anchored through an exhale, you'll gaze forward with your inhale, noticing your hands. Point your finger parallel to the edge of the mat to protect your shoulder, and the pointer, middle, and thumb sincerely anchoring like into the mat to support you as well. That's going to keep you safe during this practice. Third thing to check in with is the head, right? This is an inversion. You're flooding your brain with oxygenated blood. So if it's uncomfortable for you, come through tabletop, sit on your knees, take a break, and meet us when you can. Exhale fully, heels root down to the ground. Inhale left leg when you're ready. Ankle circles in each direction. Just noticing if the weight is different between the left and right hand. Try to compensate by balancing the weight evenly between the two hands. And then when you're ready, bend the standing leg, tuck the lifted knee just behind it, and bend in. See if that gets you a little more release through the calf. Wherever you are, push through the hands, place both feet back to the ground, pedal in, don't overthink it, no big deal. When you're ready, right leg lift. Inhale up nice and high, opening up with ankle circles. Checking in with the endurance of our hands, making sure weight is balanced, compensate so that it's balanced between both hands evenly now. Make sure you've got ankle circles in each direction. And when you're ready, bend the standing knee and tuck the lifted knee just behind it, seeing how that feels in the ankle and the calf, maybe even on the side of the hip. Sometimes it's absolutely nothing, and that's okay. Don't overthink it. Bring both feet back down, pedal, 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 shake yes, yes, yes. And then with an inhale, look towards your hands, stack, elbows, wrists, and shoulders in line. Exhale, push it all back to downward facing dog. We just have 3 more of those. Inhale, stacking elbows, wrists, and shoulders. Exhale, downward facing dog. 2 more. Playing with the breath. There's no obligation to stick to the breath as I cue it. This is a strength moving pose. So depending on how much strength and flexibility there is in your body, you're going to move into this shape maybe a little differently. Inhale, right leg nice and high. Exhale, shift elbow, wrist, and shoulder in line, still keeping that right leg lifted. Now exhale back. Whoo, good work. 2 more. Inhale into this shape. Exhale into 3-legged dog. Last one here. Good, exhale back. Keep that lifted leg in the air, dropping it below you for pigeon, stretching the back leg out behind you. We have 2 minutes here. It's the longest hold of our class today. So spend the first minute upright if you can, trying to walk the back foot farther away from your hips so that more of your thigh, more of your pelvis is touching the ground below you. And maybe check in with the front leg, whether you can roll directly onto the middle of your pelvis, or if you're jumping at all onto the hip, try to roll onto the pelvis, lifting the hips and shoulders in line with one another. Slowly, only when you're ready, allowing your fingertips to support you, your forearms to support you, or your forehead to support you. You have a full minute to play here in pigeon. So begin to create a safe space for yourself to breathe, to return to any intention you brought with you to the mat or intuition that has emerged during practice. Noticing in this shape how you greet discomfort, whether it emerges immediately or gradually, whether you welcome it with deep, nourishing breath or a sense of trepidation. These little negotiations that we make in these postures actually train our brain for much more important ones off the mat. So noticing if you could stay in this posture much longer, maybe planting a seed to return to it today or later this week. Gradually begin to release from the shape. Returning back to an upright pigeon before leaving, experimenting with what's possible in your king pigeon world right now, seeing if you can bend the back leg and connect with the foot in any way, either arm, either direction, to over time express some variation of king pigeon. A great thing to commit to as the springtime weather emerges. So when you're ready, tuck the back toe, return yourself into downward facing dog. Notice the difference, especially in the hamstrings and the glute of the right leg. Inhale, lift your left leg nice and high. Exhale, look towards your hands, stack elbows, wrists, and shoulders. It's only 3. Inhale back, right? Let yourself find these one-legged push-ups back into 3-legged dog. Inhale into the shape. Exhale out. Last one with me. You got this. So inhale out. Let that lifted leg bend and place below you for our extended hold of pigeon. Back leg inches out. Top of the thighs onto the ground behind you. Thinking about your pelvis having a suction cup, magnetic quality towards the earth here. Nuancing the position of the front leg to help you stretch into new places. Not just accepting where you are is good enough, but accepting it is good enough, and the gateway towards greater, the gateway towards even better. We are bodies of infinite possibility. To challenge yourself to stay in this upright position, which is most effective for our hips, a little bit longer. Slowly, when you're ready, descending onto fingertips, forearms, or forehead. For a full minute to play in the heart space, jaw soft, mind quiet, just breathing, believing that all the answers are already inside of you. Noticing how you respond when tension emerges in this shape or otherwise, whether it comes suddenly or gradually. Anytime there's a pause in a practice and you find that you're unable to be present in that pause, you can try rocking and rolling your head side to side, sifting the large thoughts from the small thoughts, thinking more about the quality of the thoughts rather than the thoughts themselves. So when you're ready to release back upwards, spend a moment in upright pigeon, playing with the possibilities of king pigeon by bending the leg behind you, reaching with either arm to explore possibilities over time of expressing king pigeon. And then tuck the back leg to release your body back to downward facing dog, where we play with rocking and rolling the rib cage, pedaling the feet, and reverberating the lips. Getting loose, just like we did standing. Not quite a whole minute here, just long enough to shake yes, yes, yes at least 3 more times. Good, gaze towards your hands, exhale and hop towards them, crossing your ankles to have a seat at the top of your mat. Rolling down behind you, we'll let legs come all the way up into the air, pointing and flexing a couple times as you get comfortable on your back, letting the back of your head rest gradually onto the mat. So bring the soles of your feet together, slide them down to sit right below the groin, anywhere below the bottom, knees open, palms open, rest. One more round of breath here. Just a gentle intermission, right? Close your knees like a book. Roll the knees into your chest and rock side to side, left to right on your kidneys. Soften the jaw, notice the forehead. Just try to allow a couple minutes to nourish your brain with some of the best thoughts, like what makes you really happy, who you're grateful for. You're already in a little bit of a hug. So as you find stillness, squeeze your knees around you, smile, draw your forehead towards your knees, squeeze everything towards the center point of your navel, squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. And then as you inhale, stretch your limbs out, floating them off the ground. We're gonna be here breathing, taking up as much space, bending them however you need to be able to be safe in your space. So an exhale, rest down onto the ground. Good. Inhale, bring your left knee into your chest, all 10 fingers interlaced around it. Pull with your knee towards your armpit, making sure you get a pinching sensation in the hip. We're here for 10, 9, 8. Keep pulling a little more intense. Roll the shoulders away from the ears, soften the jaw, relax the toes. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Smear the knee across the belly, letting your hips stack. First of 2 beautiful twists on each side today. So maybe your leg extends towards your hands. Maybe it wraps around the opposite leg like roots. Maybe it just hangs out where you guided it. Wherever you are positioned, let your gaze go away from the knee, looking out towards your right hand instead. Pulling both shoulders towards the mat. Squeeze the benefit out of this twist now. Let your gaze go back through the center as your knees come back through the center as well. Keeping the working leg bent to drop it into fallen tree. Palms open beside you. Take 1 breath and rest. Sliding the right heel below you, you'll take the left leg up and into your body. All 10 fingers interlace around your kneecap to pull the knee towards the armpit, towards the ground below the armpit. Relax the toes, relax the jaw, but pull with bicep strength, creating a pinching sensation. We're here for 4 more deep breaths. So breathe steadily, pull, relax the shoulders downward. Breathing easy. Creating that pinching sensation, the pinching sensation being what creates the tourniquet effect to force the blood to pool around our descending colon, preventing inflammation, removing toxicity, helping our bodies effectively eliminate waste and toxin. Smear the knee across the belly, releasing into a gentle twist. Option to personalize what you do with your legs as you draw the left shoulder towards the mat and look towards the left hand. Squeezing what you can of this twist through the breath. Lengthen through the inhale. Anchor through both shoulders, widening them through the exhale. Last round of breath in this twisted shape together now. Returning your gaze to the center as you release the twist. Keep your working leg bent as it takes the place beside the outstretched leg for fallen tree. Palms down this time, rooting into the earth, letting head, neck, and shoulder grow roots into the earth. Thinking about the stillness of a tree, no ability to talk or walk or move at all, and yet infinite wisdom, infinite connection, infinite regeneration. So slide your left foot out below you, take a full body stretch. And before we descend into Shavasana, we just have to work on the core, our 2-pack, 4-pack, 6-pack that's waiting for us to get there this summer. So knees in line with hips, feet in yogi bicycle position, hands like out, elbows stretched, interlaced behind your head. It's pretty simple. The knees stay in line with the hips. Left heel will touch towards the ground as your right arm pushes towards the ground on the other side. Left arm comes across you. As you swap, the right arm comes across the body as the left arm presses into the ground. So make sure your elbows are pointing just as much as your toes and lift through the center of your belly. We have a deep sorry, a couple deep breaths to keep breathing on our yogi bicycle adventure. Right, we're just bicycling through a majestic hillside. You can color in the colors in your own mind. 5, 4, go a little bit faster because we're going downhill. 3, each side counts as 1, 2. Last one, right? Hold your yogi bicycle into the air, straighten your legs, of your feet together, plant them onto the ground and crunch forward. Crunch. 10, 9, 8, 6. Try to lift your shoulder blades off the ground. 4, 3, 2, 1. The palms can open up beside you. Relax. I created this posture earlier so that you could return to it with the warmer abs now. Grateful. Close your knees, extend your body, take a full body stretch, and any audible exhale that helps you settle in to this present moment for Shavasana, our final relaxation pose. And in your home practice, creating some sound, audibly exhaling. These are tools to drop into a meaningful relaxation. Wiggle the toes, root the heels down, and begin to let the breath have a quality in your imagination associated with the natural element. So this could mean water, imagining your breath ebb and flow at your feet farther and farther up your body with each breath. It could mean vapor or air, imagining yourself in a cloud, loosening and softening, lifting as you relax the hands, the elbows, and the shoulders. What matters is that there's a systematic relaxation from your lower body, through the knees, through the hips, to your belly, to your heart, to your head space, so that you can identify points of contact beneath your head, beneath your hips, beneath your toes, grounded here and now. And in that physical awareness that helps us ground, we're actually quite free to turn on the energetic part of ourself, the part of ourself that is much bigger than our body. So from a state of relaxation, accepting whatever state of relaxation you have now, we'll nourish our energetic body with these affirmations. You can say them out loud, or you can think them in your mind. Invite my words to be your own. I am safe. I am strong. I am happy. I am kind. I am creative. I am free, free, free. And one of these 7 phrases came more easily. One of them felt less comfortable. And those maybe are the ones to dwell with here a little bit longer. At least 1 minute to nourish, to play, to be with your energy body today. So take note of whether you could be in this shape for much longer, perhaps inviting you to return to it today or another day this week. Gradually let your inhales be longer than your exhales, reawakening you physically, energetically to this present moment here and now, so that your fingers and toes might move and awaken, stretching you into a full body stretch, rolling you onto one side, a place for you to honor the person that you are and the person you are becoming, to remember how far you've already come and celebrate yourself. Before coming upright, to celebrate our practice together with the healing sound of Om, O-M. So from a comfortable seat, make sure that you can feel your sits bones connecting to the earth. Stretch your arms up with an inhale. Exhale, elbows nice and wide, bringing them behind your body slightly. Inhale, touch your hands above your head, trusting what we cannot see. Bring that mystery into our hearts. We practice yoga to unify consciousness in our heart with hands at heart center. Exhale fully so that we might inhale the sound of Om now. I honor you as a reflection of me and wish us much abundance and bliss and joy and sustainability and resilience on the path. There is no path. We are the path. If you got benefit
Thank you,
from
Amina.
practice, so let us know. You're so welcome.